Tell us a little bit about Benet, because he is remarkable. Maybe you could give everybody a little history of Benet, how he was when he was first born. And we've been shooting a little bit of footage of how he is now. And, you know, like, what comes through to me is this really warm, loving, special human being.
When he was born in a completely different state, he was born with muscular hypotony, which means no strength in the muscles. He could not breathe, he could not move at all. And later, about 2 years later or 3, they diagnosed him also mental retardedness.
What was his level of mental retardation?
That was the 3rd grade, which in our country means the highest grade.
Wow.
So people are completely disconnected, would not do anything at all, because he didn't show any sign of understanding. He was hyperactive, but because of his, he still had a lot of hypotony in the muscles, so he could not really move very smoothly as we do. So he was moving around and grabbing everything, throwing it at the windows, wherever he could. You know, if it hit you in the head, he just wouldn't care at all. He was screaming all the time, not stopping, and simply not communicating. That was for me the worst part.
Okay. What did the doctors say? What was their prognosis? What did they tell you?
They were actually quite afraid. When he was born, they were really afraid of losing him, because he was not breathing, not moving, and they could not find any source of why that happened. Let's put it that way. But then later, when he got more diagnoses, they were even more concerned, because he had diagnosed autism, which is one part of the mental difference, you know, with other children, which means children that usually they're on their own, like an egg, you know, close to the society, would not look, would not socialize. Wow. Which is something that in Benet you hardly notice. He really wants to socialize now.
So did they have him on medication?
No, because I insisted on no medication.
But they wanted to give him medication. They wanted the medication.
Because he had very strong epileptic seizures, I think they call. You know, the medication would get so many side effects.
Side effects, okay.
Because that medication is so strong, and one of the side effects can be also, you know, even enforcing the mental retardedness. So I didn't want that. I mean, with a child like that, you can't have medication that has side effect like that. You don't know if it'll have it or not, but so there's a big risk of it. I gave him some alternative medicine for a while, but I stopped with that too, because for me it was like giving him a message that he can't really do it, you know? It's like, I trust you, but just in case, no, I give you the pill. So I said, no, either I trust you or I don't, you know, and I'll learn how to trust you. So I took that out too, because I didn't see too many improvements with any of the medicine.
When did you first think that maybe diet might have something to do with it, and started working on this diet? How long has that been?
That went back almost when he was born. I noticed that sugars would make him even more hyperactive, and then we had a problem because he was very aggressive. Did
you notice a big change when you stopped eating meat and cut the sugar out?
It was definitely a lot better. Yeah, we went to vegan cooked food.
How long did you do the vegan, you know, like cook?
I think it was like 1.5 years, maybe 2. Till he was, till now, maybe a couple of months ago.
So it's just been a couple of months that you've been doing raw food?
Yes, yeah.
And so in those last couple of months, have you noticed a difference between the cooked vegan and the raw vegan?
I mean, there's a great change. One of the most amazing things is Benet, as you saw, has no problem with raw diet from the first day on. I mean, he would eat anything and he loved it, right? He just like, that's great, and it tastes great. You give me this, give me that. And, you know, the food is like the raw ingredients, so we have a clear mind, connection to our soul. What are we here for? How can I bring all my potential out? And to have the energy to do it, to feel that lightness, you know, like when you eat raw vegan diet, for me, it's like feeling clarity, it's feeling light, bright, but still with a lot of energy. So you wake up, you know, you're with the energy, you go to sleep, you still have energy, which was not like that before. I used to be very tired.
A lot of it's just common sense that if you eat better, if you eat organic food, if you eat food that hasn't been processed and full of drugs, literally full of drugs that affect our brain chemistry, that we come back into balance. Every morning, Benet walks 1.5 miles to our house, and our house is at 6,000 feet, so we're 1 mile in the sky, and he's walking uphill. I get the feeling that he could just walk forever, and I can feel his power. I look at Benet, I feel like there's nothing wrong with him. He's in his own space, in his own time, and I think that maybe with time that you will see, you know, like extraordinary things happening, just because there's two things happening at once. One, all of the toxins and all of the chemicals that they're putting into our food to literally addict us to it are absent. So now the body is free of that. And then the second level is there's just a ton of building blocks.
He used to, he probably still loves bread, but now he doesn't show he misses it anymore. And he eat plenty of bread, you know, bread. And the more he ate, because a couple of times, you know, I just let him eat whatever was there. Always afterwards, there was a big epileptic seizure. Always after those excesses of food. It's so amazing, you know. And then I started to connect it, and I say, okay, Benet needs to, you know, have a different diet. So it made me very clear, you know, like the bread goes out.
And so when you stop doing the bread, then he hasn't had. It doesn't look like he's had any seizures since he's been here.
Yeah, you see.
You know, and you did that without medication, by changing the diet and eliminating some things and adding other things, and it just made all the difference in the world. I'm just interested you know, like, know if the doctors are like amazed at his progress.
They are. The only pity is that it's not the same doctor, you know, following him. Then they would be even more amazed.
Right.
Because in school where he is, they are amazed in his progress. He advanced so much that he changed in 2 years. He changed so much to come to another level of school. So they changed him from one group of not being able to do anything, you know, not being interested in anything. They were on wheelchairs, you know, just, I don't know, laying down all day long, you know, being depressed and on medication. When I saw it, for me, it was so depressing. I said, Benet, you need to get out of here, you know? So I put so much energy in everything. I did everything with him. I quit job, you know, everything. So just to get him out of there. But he did it. In 2 years, he got out of it in a new group. And those are children of his age that do want to learn, you know. So it's completely new level, and I'm pretty sure that he's able to overcome that too and come to next level, because he shows to me such clear thinking and understanding.
Well, I think you're doing an amazing thing. I think this is sort of like a pioneer level that this huge. It's this huge because I think you're going right to the source, right to the root of it, not trying to treat it with drugs, and not, you know, like being in despair, but celebrating this special being. And I think that diet will play, you know, a real important part. And I hope that the world sees this, because I think that so many of our foods affect our brain chemistry and result in just catastrophic levels of violence, and nobody has ever connected the dots, you know. So I think you're connecting, that you're doing very important work.